Hey everyone, Sergio with the Rideshare Guy. Welcome to a special episode of Behind the Wheel. I'm going to have Luis introduce himself, but I've known Luis for a couple of years now, right?
Mm.
And he has a Spanish channel regarding gig work and amazing channel. Actually, I would highly recommend for you to go check his channel out on YouTube, Delivery TV. But more importantly, Luis has been doing some amazing work when it comes to illegal accounts and when it comes to who are these people on these platforms and what the ramifications are of what these people are doing. And it's time that we blow this up. So please share this video with everyone you know who's being affected, and most specifically with the consumers, because I think it is time that they understand where their money is going, and not only where it's going, what the downside is for the consumer with all these illegal accounts. So with that said, Luis, welcome.
Thank you, Sergio. Thank you, and and hope you're great and your audience as well. Well, I want to start saying two things. The ship has sailed with the information, so you had your time. You had your time to do things, and you didn't. So we're tired of the way you treat the situation. And you know who I'm talking about. And the other thing is a question before I start, and I'm going to try to do this quick. Do we have to be the ones? Do we have to be the ones doing this, or the companies have to do this? That's a question, and always open to hear you if you
Yeah,
want to.
no, we don't have to be the ones to do this, Luis, but what happens is that we have been handed this baton by the driver and courier communities, right? There are a lot of channels, as you know, okay? They do what they do, and you and I, we do what we do. We like digging deeper, and we like getting results. And when you say, do we have to do it? I'm going to answer you with a big yes. We have to do it because nobody else is doing it. And as the voice of the communities that we represent, I feel responsible doing it. Now, when I started, did I want to be an investigative journalist? No. I just wanted to help people who are doing gig work. But now it has turned out to be that we need to do what we need to do, not only to have the voices of the community to be heard loud and clear, but for this to go mainstream. And yeah, the answer is yeah, we have to do it. And so, Luis, you have done some amazing work. I know we always are in communication with each other, but I felt compelled to do this behind the wheel episode, not to give drivers tips, tricks, whatever it is to make more money, but to start uncovering layer by layer the situation that I hear constantly from my community, and I'm sure you do as well, which is illegal accounts. Now, I'm not talking about illegal aliens. Well, they're part of it, but illegal account is something that the companies are ignoring completely. When I say the companies, you didn't mention it, I'm comfortable doing it. It's Uber, it's Lyft, it's Uber Eats, it's Doordash, it's Spark, it's Grubhub, all of these companies. Why are they not looking into this? I have my opinion, but I want to hear a couple of minutes from you. Why do you think these companies are ignoring the situation, which is completely unsafe for the consumer, by the way?
Completely. And you know what's going on in Colorado? You know what's
Yeah.
going on in in New York, in the whole country, and I'm thinking about the customer who is receiving a meal, an order, is giving the app a code to get into a building. Who is this guy? Who is this person? And we have seen, we're watching TikTok, we are watching Instagram, and the videos that those guys post, and it is scary. I sent you one today of this
Yep.
guy publicly saying that he have accounts, he have money, he bought a watch, and he have the bots,
Yep.
and that is crazy. So, what I am going to share here is the result of two phone calls, because when you spend 5 years giving the information, and saying the truth and not being a cheerleader of the apps, people start calling and people start to trust in you. And I received 2 calls revealing, by the way, I have proof of this, and Sergio have the information. We have the information, and this is sustained on proof. Okay, so whenever you want, I'm even angry because of the silence of the apps, because I send them the information and they didn't move a muscle for this
Yeah.
information.
Well, I don't doubt that your information is correct because I have verified it myself. That's number one. Number two, when we do all this work, we're doing it for a reason, and we're doing it to fix things. We're not doing it just to get YouTube clicks. This is a huge problem. And I hear out a couple thousand emails a week I get at least 50, at least, talking about this issue. And, we will talk about point for point how it's working, what these organizations, criminal to the point, are doing, how it's hurting the existing couriers and drivers, but more importantly, how it could be detrimental to the safety of the consumer. So I'm going to get into it, point for point, and then I would like you to explain, in a couple of minutes for each point, how this is done. So this may be just part one of this investigative series, to be perfectly honest with you, because Luis has collected so much information that I don't think we can do it in half an hour. And I don't think it'll do justice if we do it just in half an hour. And so the first thing, obviously, everybody talks about, illegal accounts. Oh, they're taking markets are oversaturated. All these illegal aliens are driving and delivering. Okay. Hearsay is hearsay. Proof is something else. And Luis does have the proof. So I'm going to start with the first part of it, which is the operation of a criminal organization. Talk about that a little bit, what you know about the situation.
Well, the people who called me, they were part in some way of these organizations. For example, one of the call was from this guy who was opening accounts based on the zip code, and he started receiving calls from organizations so he can increase the service. He, on his word, told me he was tired of what's going on. He was even scared, and that's why he called me. The other guy was a person who provide a service for one of the leaders, and he discovered the thing, and he called me, and he shared the information. And these 2 calls have one thing in common, and is one of the thing is the purchase of packs. That's the first thing. They purchase packs of information of citizens, and these packs are socials, addresses, names, and that's the way it begins. The operation start with that. It's a person who purchased information from citizens, and oh my goodness, what they do with that information is crazy, because it's not only opening Spark Driver, Doordash accounts. No, it goes beyond that.
Yeah, so they are stealing. Well, people get hacked all the time, and in the dark web, you can buy all this information, right? So
Yes.
they are buying this information, and they're using it for nefarious reasons. So once they open the accounts, though, right? Once they create these DoorDash, Spark, Uber Eats, whatever accounts that there are, what happens with that? Obviously, there is a sale. There is a black market for these. I mean, all of you can actually go on Facebook and Instagram and see all these accounts being offered. This is not a secret. So what happens with the sale and the rental of these accounts? How does that process work? Who does it go to? I mean, who buys these accounts and who rents these accounts?
All right. Leaders of the organization, basically what they do is they bought this information, as you mentioned, and then they have IDs on their computers, and they just they design the IDs with pictures, and they take the information, they put the information on the IDs, I even have pictures of the IDs. I think I sent you one of the pictures of all of those IDs, and they caught it,
Yeah,
and they work with with this system that create different eyes. They put the eyes of the person who is purchasing the account. Be- in the past, they used only the face, but now they use the eyes. And in that case, they can use one ID for different accounts, just changing the eyes, because they discovered that with the eyes they can change better the ID, and they can use it different times. And yeah, they print it, they open the account, and it's ready to sell. Basically, what the way that they do it is mouth to mouth.
yeah,
They publicly go and recommend the service.
right. And but a lot of people are going to say, well, there has to be a background check done on all this and this and that. Well, people, they are doing the background check on the person who is clean, whose ID has been stolen. That's how they're passing all this. All they have to do is change their face. And so, have you heard, by the way, how much this process is costing to the people who are renting these accounts and as well as who are buying these accounts in bulk, maybe? Do you know some figures?
Yes, I do. So, according to the information that I have here, I'm going to read some of the information. Fraudulent accounts on delivery and transportation platform are sold for amounts ranging from 800 to $10,000. Well, this is in this case, we're talking about the pact. Depending of the demand and the clients, these accounts allow individual, including illegal immigrants and other involved in illegal activities, to work on these platforms undetected. Additionally, these accounts are rented for lower monthly fees, like 150 and 350. Basically, the amounts that a person pays, what we are saying here is the packs goes from $800 to $10,000, and the price that of the services is from 150 and 350 renting. But if you want to purchase an account, is $1,200. That
Yeah.
is basically the amount, and they
Okay.
are.
Do you know if most of these buyers of these packs and or renters of these accounts, individual basis, are they illegal aliens? Are they I mean, it could be a driver that's been deactivated already, right? They can do that too.
I even have names of those persons.
Okay.
Uh, yeah.
Okay. So you said that, you know, so for example, just to put it in simple terms, somebody steals my identity, which is happening all the time, which happens, by the way, every time there is a big hack. In fact, we did a video last month and warned all of you that Uber Pro debit cards issuer Evolve Bank was hacked and millions of data points have been compromised. Well, how many of those are existing Uber drivers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Probably into the millions, right? And because they have the Uber Pro debit card. Well, that information now is going to be sold, just like Luis explained to you all. Okay. And then one day Uber will actually deactivate the person who shouldn't be deactivated because his information was stolen and now it's all over the web. And now different people under different names are driving, under his account and delivering under his account. This is how it happens, people. So you talked, let's touch upon a little bit on uh, the people's IDs who have been compromised. What else are these criminal organizations doing with that? I mean, they're not just doing it to rent it for 150 to 350 bucks.
No, and this is crazy. I'm gonna refer to 2 points here, point 5 and 8 of the document that I have
Yeah.
here. Additional benefits. The organization not only profit from selling or renting fake accounts, but also use stolen licenses and data to acquire mobile phones and other tech products from companies like T-Mobile and AT&T using
Wow.
the fake data. Members of the network contact these companies, purchase expensive phones on contracts in the victims' names, and then resell them for profit. In some cases, they also obtain jewelry and other valuable products using the stolen data. And the other
Wow.
point here is use stolen identities for multiple gains. Beyond creating accounts and acquiring tech products, criminals exploit licenses and data to the fullest extent. These these include applying for credit cards, loans, and insurance, taking advantage of the financial system with victim information. It mentioned that they just with only one license, they can access to several services across different financials and telecommunication entities, maximizing profits before the account get blocked.
Yeah. So you clearly are, touching upon not just gig work, criminality, right? You're This is going deeper. Do you have, uh, if you don't need to share that, I understand, but you were on Show Me the Money Club before, about a year ago,
Yes,
and you did mention um, a gang actually that was involved in some of this criminal activity when it comes to renting gig work accounts and creating fake accounts.
yes,
Um, I think it's the same people or gang that were going and taking over these apartments in Colorado.
they
I
are.
remember the name. I think it was something the Aragua, right?
The Aragua's trend.
Okay. So, look, what we want to do is we want to open the eyes because look, the one thing that I know, I can guess, but I'll ask you, why do you think the companies are not paying any attention to any of this? I'm talking Uber Eats, Lyft, DoorDash, Spark, Grubhub, Instacart. Why are they not doing anything about this?
Okay, I believe, and this is my belief, is for two reasons. The first one, they don't want a public situation like this one. They don't want to be seen like a company, an insecure company. And let me tell you, I don't want to have my social security on these companies anymore. I'm scared. I don't want to
Yeah.
have my social security on these companies. I do not want. In fact, let me tell you this. If there's a way that I can take out my social security from Spark Driver, I will do it right away because I don't trust in them. And that's one of the reasons. The other reason is because I do believe that the acceptance rate go up with these accounts, and that helped them because I've been watching on TikTok people saying that I will take the $2 orders, and you know that those guys are probably with uh, accounts that are not legal, and they are saying on TikTok, come on, companies, don't you see that? Crazy.
Yeah.
And they are saying, take the $1, $2 order, I will take it. That's the reason. And I want to mention the point number 3 of the first document that I sent you. And let me tell you this: if the company want to come and say something about it, good. But this is what the guy told me, and I'm going to share it. Internal infiltration, sorry,
Yep.
internal infiltration in the platform. Employees within Spark are allegedly involved in selling links that allow data modification with the system. These links enable users to change details like driver licenses or social security numbers, facilitating the creation of fraudulent accounts, um, or unlocking previously deactivated account. You go to Facebook and you see the services. We
Yep.
reactivate you. It's popular on Facebook. How do they do it? Tell
Yep.
me. You're the company. These links are sold for a price ranging from $1,000 to $10,000, depending on the complexity of the fraud. And this is a market where people buy and sell these links to unlock accounts and create new ones. Even internal Spark employees are reportedly involved in this selling these tools. That's what this guy told me. Spark, do you have something to say about that?
Yeah, well, you did a separate investigation into Spark. We may have to do just a separate behind the wheel for that. But
Sorry.
so not only, no, 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 I think this is a good introduction to that coming up, is not only you are saying, which I agree with you, is that there are these criminal organizations on the outside, but there are literally criminal organizations on the inside of these companies, because I know what the companies are going to say. We have security measures in place. We have Face ID verification in place. They're all going to say, their PR departments are going to come out and say, oh, this is not happening. We don't believe it's happening. We're doing our best to stop this. All that's bullshit, right? But now you're uncovering that there are actually within the organizations, within a Spark, there are people who are selling this information as well, which is, to the companies, it should be a wake-up call. It's time to clean this up. But I'm going to touch upon one more thing. As far as the legal and the safety implications of this, right? I mean, we know the driver community or the courier community, they come, they go, right? It's a transitory crowd. But the one that stays is the consumer, right? What are the legal and safety implications for the consumer in this? Because on Uber platform alone, there are 150 to 160 million consumers using these services. Uber Eats, Rideshare, whatever, right? And the same thing is on Spark, same thing is on Instacart, same thing is on Doordash, right? These are the four big names. And what do you think there are? I mean, for the consumer, because I want this to go out to the consumer more than to the driver community. I know it's happening to the drivers. I've known this for a while, but I think we need to wake up the consumer in all this.
The thing is that the the this is not new. Oh, they are. I mean, since always we had seen people who just use their wife accounts and their husband accounts, their cousin accounts. Yeah, that is something that is not new. What's new is who is behind that situation now. And let me tell you, if you order DoorDash or Uber or Spark, who is the same name on the app, the is the same person who is bringing the order. The risk is so high. The last time I ordered DoorDash, the guy who came, well, was a guy, and I have the video, by the way, and the guy who came, okay, was a guy, but the name of the driver was a girl, and I have it on video.
I
So
have the same thing, by the way. The last week I ordered Uber Eats. A female was supposed to bring it. A big guy brought my food.
so why do I have to trust in a company where, I mean, if you order a meal for your children, who is coming to deliver that order?
Yeah.
That is a huge risk. And the other thing is the the actors behind that situation change.
Yeah.
Now it's not the cousin. Now it's not the wife. The actor, the guy. It might be dangerous, and the guy who sell the account might have your information, might have your email, might have your social. This is dangerous.
And he knows where you live.
Exactly. Now they have the gate code. Now they have the way to get in, and they know what you have in your house. Now, th-
Yeah, no, I think we're gonna dig deep into this, because I know you've been doing great work for over a year now, and I think it's time for us to blow this up like we did with algorithmic discrimination with More Perfect Union, right? I mean, there are a lot more consumers out there who do not know these risks. They don't, okay? They are just using it for the convenience of it, but the convenience could cost your life, people. You need to really, really pay attention to it. And a lot of people, are going to say to this, oh, what's the big deal? Well, until it happens to you, it's not a big deal. But when it does happen to you, it is a huge deal, right? We're trying to stop that. So, Luis, I'll give you the floor. We have a couple of minutes remaining, but we're definitely going to continue this conversation with all this information you collected over the last year. What is your advice, one, to the gig worker that you represent, right? And two, to the consumer? Give us some advice.
the advice is do not confront someone. For example, Spark drivers. If you see some weird activities, you just record a video discreet, and you can send us the video, but don't confront those people because you don't know who they are. And one thing that I will take from the conversation that I have with these guys that gave me information, they were scared. They were scared. And if they were scared of the people who is doing this business, my goodness, they have your information.
Yeah.
So take that as something that you have to be aware of.
And yeah, give me a minute about why the consumer should be aware of this, not just the drivers themselves.
I think the consumer have one of is ha, the consumer have a huge uh, chunk of responsibility in the way that they can just stop ordering and start asking for questions. The person who is bringing you the food, who is bringing you the grocery, might be dangerous. So be careful. If I have to say something to the consumer, is be aware.
Yeah.
Call the app. Call police. Be careful.
Yeah.
It's not safe
Uh,
for
I couldn't agree with you more. So, let's talk just 30 seconds about your channel. And all his information, Luis's, if you want to get in touch with him, will be in the video notes. So please, it's going to be links attaching to his Delivery TV YouTube channel. What else are you doing, Luis? You're a busy man, I know.
Yeah, I'm overwhelmed with all this information that I receive in a daily basis. My channel, I used to show you how to deliver a pizza. Now it's just information because a bunch of things are happening and someone have to convey those informations. I also have a channel called Luis Berti Media where you can just learn how to do social media and create content. So I'm gonna be there waiting for you.
Okay. Well, here's Luis. My hat's off to you, man. And you know, I've been trying to work with you on this, but as you know, we have our own things that we do. We mostly do it on the rideshare side, but this is happening on rideshare as well, by the way, people. Whoever is picking you up may not be the person to take you to the airport that you think it is. Okay. And what it's doing to my community, Luis, is that it's creating this massive oversaturation and people's earnings are going down. People who have legally onboarded these apps are seeing decline in their earnings because there are so many more people out there doing this. And it's only happening because of these illegal accounts. That's all I'm going to say. And I'm going to say stay tuned because we just started to dig on this. But after digging a year, we've discovered all this, and it's time that this goes out there to the masses.
Let me share 2 seconds. I just got tired of sending these emails to the platforms and received nothing. I'm tired of the silence. I'm
Yeah.
tired.
Well, that's why my hat's off to you. And we're going to go places with this. So please share this video with whoever, whenever you watch it. And we're not into it for the clicks. We're into it because we think something very wrong is going on here. And these are hundreds of billions of dollars worth of companies, and they're not doing anything about it. So, Luis, I want to thank you, man. You're my brother. So I'm pretty sure we're going to continue this journey. You stay healthy and be safe out there. Again, thank you so much for doing this.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching this episode of Behind the Wheel on the Rideshare Guy. We've been doing these interviews for the past 6 months with very successful drivers from different cities around the nation. Click here for another episode. Make sure you subscribe and turn on all notifications for other episodes of Behind the Wheel as well as amazing content on our channel.